So this is lab 1 for fiber and hair. And I already put my aluminum foil down to my tape. And I wrote down both of the tables so I could just copy it on the list. So I went ahead and observed with the hand lens so we could automatically go straight to the fire. So for the first one, for cotton, it was very thin. Wool, the wool fiber looked like, it was very thin, but it looked like rope. A lot of them look like rope, like they're like twisted together. The rayon was very, very, very thin. So that's probably going to burn really quickly, and I'm probably going to have to use both pieces. At least I would think so. The silk was really twisted, and it was kind of thick. It wasn't as thin as a lot of them were. The polyester, very thin, and it was straight. It didn't have any lines or anything. And all the unknowns were just basically just twisted together. So for the first one, we're going to go in with the cotton. And you probably can't see, so let me just like fix you real quick. There you go. You see my face and you see this. Okay, so it says use the tweezers to remove a piece of cotton fiber from the bag. So I only need one piece. Oops. I only need one piece for right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece in with the tweezers. So it looks like that. So that is the cotton, which is the first one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn our butane lighter on. And we're going to slowly move it, but we're not going to touch the flame. We're just going to see what it does. So it got warm, and it just like, it got warm and just like kind of like blew away. Yeah. And it turned black a little bit, if you could see that right there. So it just blew away. So we're going to put that down. And where's my pen? So for the approach for the cotton, we're just going to say like it had a swift blow, basically. So we're going to go ahead and write that down, which was a swift blow. Now, it didn't burn, so we're going to pick it up again, and now we're going to put it in the flame and see what happens. Woo! So it started burning, basically. It turned black. It doesn't have a smell to it. So in the flame, it burned. When I removed it, basically, the flame wouldn't stop, so I had to blow it out. So it was still lit. There was no odor, and the residue for it. So they said to test for residue, just go to like the end and see what it feels like. It feels like really gritty. Like it feels gritty. So we're gonna write that down. It feels gritty. Okay, now next, we're going to take that. I'm gonna put it back in here. Nothing wrong with it. And now we're going to do the exact same thing with wool. So for the ones that are as like twisted, I have to remove with my hands. So I'm gonna do that. sushi. Okay, so we're gonna pick it up. The tweezers. Okay, so it's aligned with the tweezers. Now this is our wool. So once again, the approach. Might help if I unlock it. So the approach, look. It gritted up in a little black ball. So we're gonna write that down. So I'm just gonna put like cut off. I'm gonna put cut off fiber and I'll explain it in the table. All right, now, next we're gonna put it in the flame. In the flame, it sparked and then it went out. So for in flame, you can put it sparked, removed from it, went out. It smells burnt. It almost smells like burnt hair. It smells like burnt hair. Burnt hair. Now we're checking the residue on it. So to check the residue, that's hard. It's really hard. So the residue for it is like hard. It's not even like chalky. It's not chalky. It's just like hard. So that was our wool fiber. I'm gonna put back in here. All right, now rayon is the very, very thin one. Look how thin that is. That's extra thin. So I'm gonna align it with this some. All right, you guys know. Approach. It blew away from the flame. So we're gonna put blow away. I'm starting to learn the in flame and removed is basically, you can do those together. All right, now we're gonna put it in the flame. It lit. It lit. And it was gonna keep on going if I didn't blow it out. So, for in flame, it lit up. For removed, stayed lit, basically, because I had to blow it out. So, no odor. It has no odor. To check the residue for it, it's hard. It's hard. Also hard. Alright. So we're done with the rayon. We only have 3 more left to do. So we're going to put the rayon back in the back. Next one is going to be our silk fiber. This is all the way at the bottom. So I'm going to take one piece of the silk out. We're going to align it with this. All right, approach. So it blew away, but it did catch. Y'all got to excuse my mama. She being loud in there. She yelling at the dogs. So for silk, it caught and blew away. Now let's see what it does in a flame. Now that stinks. That stinks. As you can see, that don't hold fire well. It did get lit. So removed. It stopped. It went out. There is definitely an odor. It smells like burnt popcorn. I would know because I've burned popcorn before. Alright, the residue for it is just like, there's not really any residue for it. It's just kind of like gritty. It's gritty. Alright. So we're going to put that up. And our next one is polyester. And then after that, we only have one more left. So, let's get this over with. Forgive my dog. He in there barking. Alright. Okay, so we're going to put it in the tweezers. And this was the polyester. So that lit. Approaching it, it lit and burned fast. So it lit up. And the flame it didn't want to light in the flame. It just kept going out. That was weird. This has no odor to it because I would have smelled it right then and there. It has no odor though. It's really hard for the residue. Alright, our last one is our unknown. So we're going to put this back where we got it from. And we're going to do our last fiber sample, which is the unknown. Okay, so approaching the fire. It blew up. It blew away. Okay, one more. In the fire. I really don't. This is like really aggravating. So it caught, but it went out. Caught, and it removed. It stopped. The odor smelled like, it was like that burnt popcorn flavor again. And then the residue for it like curled up. And it's really gritty. And for that, it did curl also. So that's it for lab 1 for fiber and hair.